Hi, I'm Jo and I've done a little bit of research and actually found out that sitting down can be shortening our lives. Unfortunately, I'm a tattoo artist, so I sit down all day every day. I'm going to talk about why it's bad to sit down all day and what I'm doing to counteract that. According to a TED talk by Murat Dalkilinç, our bodies are built to move, not to sit down. For starters, we're putting too much pressure on our spines, being sat in a curved position like this. Over time, this causes wear and tear on our discs, which overworks the ligaments and joints, putting strain on the muscles. And being hunched over is also closing up and making your chest cavity smaller. Therefore, your lungs can't fill up as much when you breathe, which is a little bit of a problem as this limits the amount of oxygen that fills your lungs and filters into your blood. And that might explain why I feel a little bit lightheaded sometimes when I'm tattooing in some pretty weird postures. You may also find that when you're sat at a desk and your legs are bent, especially more than 90 degrees, that your legs go numb and swollen. I definitely get numb legs sometimes. This is because your nerves, arteries and veins can get blocked, which limits the nerve signalling. This limits the nerve signalling, which, yes, causes the numbness and the swollenness. An obvious reason perhaps, but you don't actually burn any fat when you sat down. And what about the effects to your brain? Well, again, the reduced blood flow from being sat down and the reduced amount of oxygen entering your bloodstream through your lungs that are being squished affects your brain function, as it needs all of those things to remain alert. You may find your concentration dips when your brain activity slows down after being sat down for a long period. And that's not all, folks. There's some long-term effects too. There are some recent studies that show for being sat down for long periods of time have links to cancer, heart disease, and can also contribute to diabetes, liver and kidney problems. Inactivity causes around 9% of premature deaths a year. I would like to counteract all of this somehow, starting with some squats. I'm going to be doing 100 squats a day for the next 30 days. I see them as a reasonable option because I require zero equipment and they hopefully don't take too much effort to do. And there are some benefits to squats. Yes, such as increases overall body strength, improves circulation, improves joint health, decreases cellulite, improves flexibility, builds core strength, helps get better posture and a better butt. Sign me up. My first thought and preference probably would have been push-ups because I hate leg day and I prefer for my upper body to look strong. However, I do need to strengthen my legs more. I have crappy knees from years of abuse of snowboarding and other things that I did when I was young and foolish. I've had 2 ACL reconstructions and my knees are still clunky AF. Also, what's a challenge without it sucking a little bit? However, I don't want to stress my body out too much, so I'm going to listen to myself, and if it gets too painful or I'm getting really tired, I might have to adjust the number 100 a little bit. There is a thing as progressive overload and the weight not being enough. So I'm just going to wait and see how it goes. I don't think it'll be super hard physically, but I might get proven wrong today. I think one of the biggest challenges for me is to actually remember to do them and not have to do 100 squats before going to bed. And 2, to make sure I'm doing them with the correct form and not causing myself injury, not being able to work. I'm getting close to 40 and constantly being told that I need to be doing strength training. However, I have got a heart condition, so I'm not actually allowed to do certain exercises such as weighted squats. So I'm just doing what I can. I don't think I'm going to see any significant changes to my leg size, which I would do a measurement before and after, or I don't think I'm going to see any significant changes like noticeably with my strength. However, I might be surprised. I kind of want to see what other effects it's going to have, if my mood's going to be better, if my neck's going to hurt less, anything else that comes up. I'm also going to be doing my normal training routine throughout this month, which is BMXing once a week, hopefully a bike ride in there and a couple of gym sessions. I'm doing this to break up my day and to prevent all of the things at the start of the video, because that sounded horrendous, and maybe help with the being less miserable thing. Maybe it will improve some of my muscles. So let's get measuring my legs. Let's start by measuring my thighs. And I got this handy little new era measuring thing when I was in my new era cap wearing stage, which has actually become very handy for measuring stuff. I'm going to stand hip width apart and go maybe like an inch underneath my shorts, my pants. So that's saying 61 centimetres. Okay, and then my left one. 59.5. And then I'm going to go around my butt as well. Oh, it doesn't quite fit. Excellent. Take 2, because obviously my hat measuring device was not going to fit around my hips. So we have some string and a tape measure. And hopefully that is long enough. It's 5 metres, so I do hope so. 102 centimetres. Okay, now I'm going to start doing my squats. I think I'm going to do 3 lots of 10, so 30 to start off with this morning, and then do a few later on. But I'll see how I get on with this first 30. If I feel like my form is starting to go, not that I really know what my form is like anyway, because I've not looked at myself yet, but I'll try 30 and see how we get on. And what is the ideal squat position? Things to avoid: butt wink. And that's if your back is rounding at the lowest position, like your bum kind of goes in. Okay, that was harder than what I thought. Jeremy Effier suggests ankle mobility and stretches. So if you are doing the butt wink, it's probably because your heels maybe need to be elevated and you don't have the mobility in your ankles for your body to get into that position. So you could do weighted ankle stretch, wall ankle stretch, or deep squat holds, and maybe use a wider stance. You want to have your chest up in a fluid motion and in a straight line up and down. Don't stress too much about it. If you're working your muscles, moving your body, there are benefits to that, even if you might be doing them a little bit wrong. I am not an expert and I'm not a PT, so don't go out there and lift up massive weights with the incorrect form or anything. This is just body weight, and this is just a little bit of advice of what I'm trying out. I got someone else to check my form, and if I got the butt wink, then they would let me know how low to go. So the first day I was at home and I really smashed them out quite quickly. The main reason for doing them was to help at work and break up the sitting down. Although I do find myself sitting for long periods whether I'm at home or not. I guess that's just what my body's used to now. To have this challenge, it's actually helped me get up, because if it was just something I should do, well, I've not been doing it before, so it's clear I need a bit more motivation. 10 more to go, which I'm saving for after dinner. $100 done. Yes. Boom. I'm glad I don't have to do any more squats today. I've been at home all day today, so it's been pretty easy to remember to do my squats because I've had my notebook. So hopefully I'll remember to break up my day tomorrow with my squats. Let's see how it goes. It started off a little bit annoying. Then I saw it as a, okay, time to look after yourself moment, which changed my perspective on why I was doing it. It was nice to feel like I was looking after myself. It's definitely feeling like more of a habit now. Either when I've been sat down for a while, I think I need to get up and do my squats. Or once I'm up, if I need to the toilet or something, I think, oh, I can do them now. Day 4 of the 100 squats challenge, and I've decided to take the off-road bike out for a little spin with Rocco. It's nice to go with Rocco actually, especially during this when my legs are actually feeling a little bit tired, because I have to go a little bit more careful with the dog because he gets very excited and decides to run around like a maniac. So it's good for me to not push it too much as well. Just go for a little roll. It's a lovely day, still a little bit boggy, but nowhere near as bad as what it has been. And it's nice to be outside in this beautiful forest. It's also really helped in that I feel better if I've not had time to do anything else, like go to the gym or I've not walked Rocco that day. At least I've done my squats and moved my body a bit. I'm on day 15. This is the first day that I really feel tired. I did a pretty intense workout yesterday, did a full body functional training. I started off with a lot of hip thrusts and I can really feel it in my bum today. So I think I'm just going to do 50 today, which out of 15 days so far, I've done 100 and workouts and BMXing and stuff. This is the first day I'm going to listen to my body and just do 50 and give myself a little bit of a rest. I'm also not at work today, so I've not been sat down all day, so that's also another reason that I'm not feeling too stressed about it. I've been pretty active, taking the dog for a walk, cleaned the house. I haven't really sat down today, so yeah. Just the 50 today. Towards the end of the challenge, it did actually get a little bit easier and I decided to do them in 20s instead of 10s. And this was part of the progressive overload. Marta, my wife, suggested that if I could, just give it a try. If I did have time to go to the gym or another activity, I can definitely feel my legs a bit more and perhaps a little bit more the next day too. Today, Marta dragged me along for a 5k run with Rocco. It absolutely wrecked me, but I still managed my squats. Unfortunately, I was limping for the rest of the week. For the days that I had someone in with me all day, I mentioned that I had some squats to do. So we had a chat about it. I explained why I was doing it. Being sat down all day is not particularly good for me, so this is why. Funnily enough, they decided to join me with my squats. I promise I didn't threaten them. Days complete, so I'm here with my measuring devices and I'm going to measure my legs, back in my pants, and we'll see if there's any differences. Okay, start with the left. 59 and a half, 61, 103. Although my legs haven't actually changed size, apart from my bum getting a little bit bigger, I didn't actually expect any massive size changes in my legs. I was more interested in the concentration and if it would help my motivation or anything like that. And it did. I definitely feel like getting up and moving my body, looking after myself has helped my concentration, my motivation and focus levels. At the end of the day, I just generally feel a little bit better and less frustrated. And there was the odd day where I did do longer stints without getting up and I definitely noticed a difference. I felt a little bit more crap in those days. Unfortunately, I still got a sore neck, so the squats haven't fixed everything. Since this challenge, I've actually carried on with squats throughout my day. And if it's not squats, then I'll do press-ups or something different. I found that if I get a little bit stuck with a design or I start to feel a little bit, then I just think, okay, get up and do some squats. And it really helps. So I really encourage you to do the same. If ever you feel a little bit frustrated, if you sit down all day, it takes seconds to just do a few squats or push-ups, whatever it is you want to do. Move your body, get the blood moving, get the oxygen moving. I really hope that it motivates you, gets your energy levels up and focusing up. Give it a try and let me know how you get on. Thanks for watching.